The audience always expects something out of a movie. At times, the film delivers on their expectations and they leave satisfied. At times, it falls short, hence it generates disappointment. But there are times when they expect something, but it takes a different turn. The film gives the audience something they never thought they wanted, hence widening the perspective of the viewer. It's called subverting expectation. But nowadays, this has become really gimmicky and is ruining the experience more than enhancing it.
And who has a better story than Brand the Broken?
But this video is not about that. This video is about a crafty filmmaker, a brilliant screenwriter who knows that the audience has a capacity to absorb something new, something different. Hence, he subverts their expectations in such a way that it adheres the plot and the characters, enhancing the viewing experience of the audience. That filmmaker is Martin McDonough. And today we look into his filmography and see how he achieves that. I believe you remember the scene from Aliens. This was the moment where the audience were introduced to the exoskeleton armor. We also got to know that Ripley is very good at handling it. The subject was never brought back again later in the film, and hence after getting too absorbed in the following sequences, including what we thought was the grand climax, we totally forgot about the exoskeleton. Until it was revealed that the Queen was hiding in the ship and Ellen was defenseless, she comes out in that very armor and says,
"Get away from her, you bitch!"
Which raised our excitement to a monumental level. This small technique of introducing an object and bringing it back again later in the film is called Chekhov's gun. Named after the Russian playwright Anton Chekhov, who implemented that every element introduced in the story must have a purpose. The famous example he gave was, if in the first act you have hung a pistol on the wall, then in the following act it should be fired, otherwise don't put it there. Here, the gun hanging on the wall is the setup, and it being fired later in the film is the payoff. But even though the name is Chekhov's gun, the setup not necessarily has to be a weapon. It can be anything from a mere object.
Milk.
To a line of dialogue.
No. Does that have nuts? Because we don't have the EpiPen.
This is a great way to avoid Deus Ex Machina, and this engages the audience better. The setup, when introduced, might sound insignificant to the plot, but that's the purpose, to give the audience an information which might sound unimportant so that it can be later brought to light to create a grander impact. So, what does it has to do with McDonough and subverting expectations? Let's get back to Aliens again. In this scene, the moment Ellen walked out in that armor, we realized that this is the moment where she'll kick her ass. This is what it was building up to. And we as an audience realized that this is why the exoskeleton was introduced in the beginning at the first place. The setup was there. Therefore, Ellen's victory was inevitable. Hence, this was the point where our expectations were met. Because we were more than expecting that she'll win, and she did. And in all the scenes that I displayed in this video, the payoffs were exactly what we expected. But Martin McDonough is an individual who plays it differently. And he has been doing it in all his films. To give you an example, I'll bring up his relatively most popular film first. That is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This is a film about a mother who sets up 3 billboards to mock the police as they stop the investigation to find the individual who raped and murdered her daughter.
It seems to me the local police department is too busy going around torturing black folks to be bothered doing anything about solving actual crime. I thought these billboards might concentrate their minds some.
Fuck.
The setup here happens in 2 different scenes to create more impact for the payoff. It first happens here.
You know, maybe I was the one who fucked her while she was dying. How about that?
Were you?
Then here in this scene,
There are just some cases where you never catch a break. Then 5 years down the line, some guy hears some other guy bragging about it in a bar room or a jail cell, and the whole thing is wrapped up through sheer stupidity.
then later when the same man who threatened Mildred bragged about raping someone in a bar,
About 9-10 months ago.
Were you home or what?
I had a couple buddies with me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They fuck her too.
I think they got their kicks just watching, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was she hot?
Once the gasoline kicked in, she was hot.
we as an audience were certain about him being guilty for the crime against Mildred's daughter. But no, it turned out that the DNA didn't match and the identity of the killer was still an enigma.
What? There's no match to the DNA. No matches to any other crimes of this nature. To any crimes at all, in fact. And his record is clean.
So why did McDonough do that? Because he knows what the audience want. Instead, he wants us to understand the situations these characters are in, because in the real world such situations will never always turn out in your favor. It won't always be what you expect it to be. He simply wants us to question that will it really play out that way? And uses this flipped payoff as a device to build the characters. The way they reacted to these payoffs which didn't go their way added a layer of nuance to these characters and a gripping realism to the story. This is a perfect way to bring genuine realism to a film, as it creates real dramatic moments to make the characters actually grow.
It was me that burned down the police station.
Well, who the hell else would it have been?
Just like in 3 Billboards, he used the same technique in his other films too. In the film In Bruges, he sets up a crucial moment for the final act here in this moment where they are talking about the view from the top of the tower.
What's up there?
The view.
The view of what? The view down here? I can see that from down here.
Heck, the character even does the action to foreshadow it further. Hence here in the scene where we are certain that this will be the moment where Ken will kill Harry from the top of the tower, as he'll be getting the whole view from the top, but to our surprise everything is covered in fog, which leads Ken to make a crucial character defining decision. In his second feature film, 7 Psychopaths, we see Charlie's gun malfunctioning when he's trying to kill the girl who takes his dog out for a walk.
You should get a new one, boss. I know, but I like the handle, the blue. Sorry about this, Charisse. What it is, I don't oil it.
Hence, it was inevitable that it will be malfunctioning again. And it does, in the final act. And if Billy was a normal person, he could have used that time to get out of the situation, and we all wanted that. But instead, Billy stays, because Billy wants the story to end his way, hence solidifying his character as a psychopath.
I told you, didn't I, Marty?
Tell me what, Billy.
This movie ends my way.
In all these moments, McDonough is getting you all pumped and excited as you are sure that it will end the way you think it will. But McDonough instead makes you realize that these are mere human beings operating in real situations where if a random guy is talking in a bar about a crime, it is not 100% chance that he is the one related to your crime scene. If you are planning to shoot someone from the top of the tower, the weather will not always be on your side. And if a psychopath is given a chance to escape a given situation, then it's 100% chance that he'll not escape if he wants it to end a certain way. In all these 3 scenes, McDonough is subverting the expectations, using realism to serve the characters, to enhance them, to make them more nuanced. Chekhov stated that whatever is introduced in a story should not be irrelevant to the narrative, and what McDonough is setting up in these scenes is not irrelevant at all as they are brought back again. But he has bent it and perfected the formula to create something new and realistic so that it can further enhance the story and the characters. Now, That's brilliant writing. Some people think that his iconic, smart, dark humor is his signature or his morally grey characters, but I believe regardless of how great all that is,
Do you know what that is? Great. That's just fucking great!
and trust me, it is, his twisting of century-old Chekhov's gun makes him the true master of the craft and a virtuoso screenwriter. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you really liked it. I think it has been a while since I've posted something here, and I'm planning to post at least one video every 10 days, so please keep on sharing it. I want this channel to reach big numbers now, and thank you so much for watching again.